Now to the controversial video assistant referee VAR and its role in some big moments from the weekend round of matches in the English Premier League. At Stamford Bridge, the hosts beat West Ham 2-1 in a very competitive affair, but the West Ham manager David Moyes was highly critical of the role VAR played in denying what would have been a late equalizer by his substitute Maxwell Cornet. This is what Moyes said. "I'm amazed that VAR sent the referee for him to see it, but I thought even if he goes to the TV, there's no way he's overturning this because this is a goal." It was, David Moyes concluded, a ridiculously bad decision. Now, the Newcastle boss, Eddie Howe, also ruled the intervention of VAR in denying what would have been the only goal in his team's 0-0 draw at home to Crystal Palace.
The goal that was disallowed, what was your view of that?
Perfectly good goal in my opinion, purely from the fact that Joe Willock's pushed in the back by a Crystal Palace player before his collision with the goalkeeper. I don't know what Joe's supposed to do in that moment, and for me the goal should have stood.
Those two incidents forced the Professional Game Match Officials Board, PGMOL, to take the rare step of acknowledging these specific controversies. PGMOL also acceded to the request by the Premier League to investigate the incidents at St James's Park, Newcastle's home, and of course Stamford Bridge, West London, where Chelsea is located. Simon Evans is still with us. Simon, let's start at Stamford Bridge because I had about 5 devices going. I was watching that West Ham game. And all right, so Mendy makes the save. Jared Bowen stumbles when trying to get to the ball. He hurdles Mendy with the front foot. So the front foot clears Mendy, no studs. And the trailing leg is met by the goalkeeper whose forward momentum, trying to gather the ball, takes him towards the direction of Bowen. Then the ball breaks loose. Maxwell Cornet, Simon, rifles the ball into the roof of the net. I want you, with your experience, to tell me where the foul was.
There wasn't a foul. And this is a big problem with VAR. Because that situation, look, when a goalkeeper comes out at a player's feet, there's a reason why we say the goalkeeper is being brave. Because there's a very high chance there's going to be some physical contact. Yeah? They're going down at the feet of the player. The player's got forward momentum. He's tried to leap over him. The following foot, his left foot, catches him. Has nothing to do with the ball coming loose. He hasn't kicked the ball out of the goalkeeper's hands or anything. Cornet puts it in. It's a goal. It's a goal. But the problem is with VAR, once they send the referee to go and look at the screen, he's not looking at the big picture he's seeing. He's not watching it in the real-time speed. He's watching a slow-motion picture where they're saying, look, there's contact here between the foot and the goalkeeper, which there is. But that doesn't mean it's a foul. So the slowing down and looking at everything on a screen in VAR creates a false situation for the referee to evaluate. He made the correct decision on the field with what he saw with his own eyes. This is the problem, I think, with VAR.
And people who believe that, well, clearly the way that Jared Bowen went to hurdle the goalkeeper was the only way, and so yes, it is a foul. Remember, Simon, many years ago now, remember how Roy Keane was sent off for Manchester United against Porto when a certain Jose Mourinho did that famous touchline run at Old Trafford? He stamped on the goalkeeper in a similar situation, both of them going for the ball. Bowen, as I said, the front foot cleared the goalkeeper, so he wanted to make sure that there was no infraction. He didn't know where his trailing foot was and how low the goalkeeper would dive or in what direction. So his foot collides with the goalkeeper through no fault of his own, and I can't understand how that was shot. I was shocked because I was saying to myself when the referee went to VAR that clearly he will see the trailing foot, the instep of the trailing foot. So it wasn't even that the studs caught Mendy, the trailing foot studs. The instep caught Mendy. So therefore, no foul, legitimate goal, 2-2.
There's also something else happened in this incident which I think is a little bit worrying as well. I think Mendy, undoubtedly got caught a little bit, and maybe there was some pain there for him and that. But the way he rolled about, he was specifically drawing attention not to the referee anymore because the decision's been made. He was sending a signal to the guys in the studio at the VAR centre to say, look at me, I got hurt here, look at this incident, we want it reviewed. He was basically, you know how in the NBA they say drawing the foul?
Yeah.
He was drawing the VAR.
Absolutely right. Absolutely right you are. Let's talk about Newcastle because I was watching that game as well. And I saw Tariq Mitchell shove Joe Willock violently into his goalkeeper. Then the ball goes in, and to my amazement, Simon, they say that's a foul. Explain that one to me.
It's really difficult to explain it. The only possible reason that it could have been disallowed is that the VAR people have looked at the contact between the Newcastle player and the goalkeeper and said, oh, that's a foul, and not taken into account the fact that he's been pushed. And there's also, there is a bias in football. Whenever a goalkeeper gets challenged and doesn't get the ball, the instinct of the official is always to give a foul and to help the goalkeeper out. But it's ludicrous decision. What can he do? As Eddie Howe says, what can he do? He's being pushed. The goalkeeper's right in front of him. He makes contact with him, yes, but it's a crowded penalty area. It's a goal. Both of those decisions that we've highlighted here were completely wrong and are really worrying that the VAR officials or the VAR system is being used in this way.
Yeah, and my problem with the Newcastle goal, especially Simon, look, I could understand if both men went up and in a shoulder to shoulder, Willock goes into the goalkeeper, and I'm saying, all right, well, Mitchell attempted to make a fair challenge, but he blatantly shoved the foul. Yeah. He shoved him into his own goalkeeper, and the referee bails him out by saying no goal. I was very disappointed with that. Virgil van Dijk's tackle in the Merseyside derby. It was late. It was high. I've seen players get sent off for going in with the studs. The opponent hurdles the tackle, but for the intent, there's a red card. Steve Bennett did that to CR7 in a Manchester derby several years ago when Ronaldo had his first stint at Manchester United. This tackle, Simon, I know you watched the game, you saw it. I think that should have been more than a yellow card.
That's a red card. That's a leg-breaking, potential leg-breaking challenge. That image that we've got on screen there, that's how people get their legs broken. So it's a red card.
Yep. Overall, it really takes something extraordinary for the referees in England or even the professional referees body, which has Howard Webb yet replaced Mike Riley? Is he now the official head of PG Mall? Good. It's rare for them to admit mistakes. So I was very heartened, Simon, that they have admitted that in the Newcastle situation and in the West Ham situation, that those two grievances were justified. What change, if any, do you expect them to make to how VAR is administered?
Well, I don't think there's much they can do about it. I mean, they've just got it wrong. They've looked at the images and they've got the decision wrong. I mean, what system changes you could make to VAR? I would want to give more power to the referees. You know, the referees, when they get called over, that is a colleague of theirs saying to them, we think you've got this one wrong. And it draws them into a situation where they're then going to have to go back to their colleague, who sometimes might be senior to them or not, he's a peer anyway, and say, no, I don't agree. We just wasted 2 minutes of everyone's time by coming over to the edge and looking at the screen. Why are you bothering with me? My decision was right. These are really awkward conversations for people to have with their colleagues. And I think a lot more should be left to the referee on the field. It was supposed to be when there's a clear and obvious error. You've missed a handball in the penalty area or something like that. Not for every little thing. And oh, there's been a challenge there. Maybe we should have a look at it. That's not what it's supposed to be. And I even think, there's other sports. Rugby league, for example, where the referee is the one who calls for VAR, who says, you know what, I didn't quite get a good view there, I want to have another look. Maybe that's a better way of doing it.
Yeah. Rugby league leading the way in Aussie rules football. Thank you for your time, Simon. All the best. We'll talk again. We'll talk tomorrow on Champions League.
See you tomorrow.
Good. Yeah, VAR, troubling. Remember when it was introduced, we spoke about the potential difficulties. And when you have a human being making the decisions, you're bound to get a decision that is going to be controversial.
Yeah, and for me, I think it takes away the reason for VAR being introduced because, it was brought in to minimize errors. And from the moment that we had Prendergast on the show and he said that it's a person, I could no longer look at VAR as the same thing I had in my brain.
Yeah, I heard Simon sounding despondent about, what can be done. But the EPL announcing today that they will review those contentious decisions over the weekend with PG Mall. And I have to hope that they have to do something because these were glaring errors that run the risk of damaging the image of the game.
Yeah.
You're going to break, but let me tell you, especially the two that we highlighted, the Newcastle and the West Ham, those weren't fouls. Those were legitimate goals that were,
and everyone saw that.
Yeah.
So it brings into focus the integrity of VAR or the lack thereof.
Well, still to come on the SportsMax Zone, action from La Liga, which is being broadcasted all season long on your home of champions. And in the last half an hour of the show, we enter the GOAT debate for women's tennis. Many say it's Serena, but Margaret Court is suggesting strongly that she's the one.